This is a good example of a great soil, a rocky soil. Those have the rocks have two reasons to be here. One is they reflect the sun during the night, the heat to the plant, and during the day it protects the soil from the heat. And these do a lot of great things to the wine.
So now we're in your cellar, Philippe Nusswitz, and Philippe, you've been best sommelier of France and of international.
In 1986 was when I was best sommelier of France and international.
Now you're settled in the south of France, where you're a winemaker, a wine consultant.
Also.
So we're happy today to ask you a few questions on wine aging.
Pleasure.
Wine aging is rather difficult or not?
There are many important elements in the aging process of wine, how to keep good wines in your cellar. The very important one is the temperature, constant and cold. You need a certain humidity level, not too much, not too little. Vibration free, this is very important, no vibrations. Odor free, no special odors nearby. And UV, no lights, no straight UV lights into the wine. Those are the main elements in order to keep wines at your cellar.
So you said about aging, that temperature was really important. Can you explain more what temperature should be the perfect temperature to keep red or white wines?
For aging, yes.
For
temperature
aging, yes.
is maybe the crucial element, the most important one. The temperature for aging white wine or red wine, it's the same. For aging a wine, whatever the color of the wine is, you need to be the closest from 12 degrees Celsius. So anywhere between 11 and 14 would be fine, as long as it is constant. Anywhere closer to 12 is the perfect environment for aging wine, meaning aging of 5, 10, 15, 20 years for the best wines you can age.
So you've been clear with the temperature of the cellar, but now I was wondering that you need humidity in a cellar also.
Yes, humidity is very important also in the wine cellar. The aspect of humidity is mainly in relation with the cork. Because on a bottle of wine, the outside side of the cork is in contact with the environment of the cellar.
Air around, yeah.
If you have a too dry cellar, the cork will be drying out, and there are a possibility of the wine to get in contact with oxygen. And when the environment is humid enough, you will have a good contact of the cork to the glass. It will avoid air to come in or the wine to come out. So it is very important to have a good humidity level in the cellar.
Can you say what the level of humidity should be? Because it's just as important as the temperature.
We think that the best level is between 70–75% humidity. More humidity could bring some moisture and bad aromas, as well as get the labels damage to the bottle.
Yeah. So you handle bottle with care. So in your cellar, I suppose there must not be vibrations around, because the wine must be kept still. Is that true for a cellar also?
Yes, it is very important not to have any vibration. The story goes that in Paris at the beginning of last century, during the construction of the metro, many wines got bad because of that. So you want a place where the wine can rest still. And for a few years, that's really the best condition.
I suppose also that too much light is sort of hurting the wine. What is the perfect light in a cellar?
The minimum, barely no light, definitely no daylight, no UV. UVs can go through the wine and really make the wine age very quickly. This is definitely something you want to avoid.
In a cellar, when you keep your bottles, what do you avoid to keep around your bottles to avoid certain odors to come around?
surprisingly, certain strong odors can go through the cork and stain the wine. Very strong flavors like fuel, oil, strong cabbages, or the cardboard from the wine boxes, for example, is something you don't want to leave nearby a bottle. You can easily get those cheese, for example. Strong odors you really don't want to have any, so it has to be odor-free. Sometimes even old wooden boxes that are a little bit smelly. Yes, smelly could be too much. Yes.
We are here in the perfect cellar, but in my apartment or in a villa or in a place where you don't have a cellar, what's your feeling about aging wine? Is it possible?
If you don't have a good friend that can loan your cellar, or a company that can keep your wines, the best way, I think, is to buy a wine cabinet or a house wine cellar that can contain 100, 200 and more bottles in good conditions.
They guarantee all the points?
All the different points that I mentioned, yes. Temperature and humidity and vibration free for some more than others.
And you keep only wine, that's your recommendation?
And you keep definitely only a bottle of wines, white, reds, champagne, different kind of wines.
And it can age forever? Or?
As long as the wine has the potential of aging, yes. This is the 2006 vintage of Miratus. Very nice wine already, but with a great aging potential. So, cheers. Santé. C'est bon?